I spent years saving our family's dying business, and in the end, I was betrayed. Watching it collapse now feels like the greatest revenge. I devoted almost my entire life to this company. I had a promising career in the tech industry, but I gave it up to help the business through difficult times. My family thanked me by making my brother the sole heir. To be honest, this was the biggest betrayal of my life and the most disrespectful thing anyone has ever done to me. I decided to leave and start my own business. Seeing how things turned out for my brother and the company became the best revenge. For some context, my great grandfather founded a small import business, which was passed down through generations. My father and grandfather invested their hearts and souls into it, and for a long time, things were going well. But when I was 24, disaster struck. My father suffered a serious accident that caused significant brain damage. He was paralyzed for almost 2 years, and my brother and I had to take over. My brother, however, refused to take responsibility. He simply ran away. I couldn't abandon something that meant so much to my father. My great-grandfather had passed away when I was just a child, and I knew he would be heartbroken if no one in the family stepped up. At that time, I was just starting my career in tech, with a promising position and a bright future. But I chose to leave, and I don't regret it. I dedicated the best years of my life to this business, working hard to make it successful. While I didn't turn it into a billion-dollar empire, I helped the company achieve its highest profits in decades. But all my efforts were wasted when my brother, who had never worked a day in the company, inherited it. The moment I read my father's will, I was in shock. My father passed away last month. After reading the will, I learned that almost the entire business was left to my brother. I was to remain CEO with a good salary, but all major decisions and ownership now belonged to him. I was completely blindsided and deeply disappointed. I had put my soul into this company, and my father's decision felt like the ultimate betrayal. I asked my mother if she had known about it. She told me my father had discussed it with her before his passing. That was yet another blow. Their reasoning? My brother needed to learn responsibility, and my leadership would help him do that. My mother tried to comfort me by saying I would still earn the same, but it was never about the money. I felt like all my hard work had been dismissed, like I was just supposed to be my brother's babysitter while he enjoyed the title of chairman. After thinking it through, I made my decision. I quit. I refused to work under my brother for a single day. I had enough savings to support myself while I figured out my next move. Given my experience and reputation, I wasn't too worried about finding a new job, so I left before my brother even officially started. Now let's talk about my brother. Even as a child, he was lazy, irresponsible, and reckless with money. He grew up spoiled, used to a life of luxury, without ever thinking about how to earn or manage it. When our father had his accident and the business desperately needed leadership, my brother ran away. Still, I initially hoped he would change. Maybe taking over the company would force him to grow up. I even tried to give him advice, but he always refused, insisting that he knew what he was doing. He was furious when I left and rudely told me he would handle everything on his own. But it quickly became clear that he had no clue what he was doing. He wasted company money on extravagant parties, hired his unqualified friends for high-ranking positions, and made disastrous business decisions. Meanwhile, our clients became increasingly unhappy. Then came the worst mistake. He tried to launch our own production line. It had been my father's dream, but I'd always postponed it because it was too risky at the time. My brother, of course, thought he could do it better. Spoiler, he couldn't. The production quality was terrible, no distributors wanted to work with us, and the company started bleeding money at an alarming rate.